Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Biohacking Beauty podcast. Today's episode is going to be a solo episode where we're going to be looking at blue light and its effect on the skin. We're going to be defining what blue light is, how it works, why it can be damaging to the skin, how we can avoid it, some biohacking strategies to mitigate the effects of blue light if we are exposed to blue light and we can't avoid it. And this is a topic that is near and dear to our heart here at Young Goose and the Biohacking Beauty podcast. So I'm very excited to record this episode. Before we dive into today's episode, it would mean the world to us if you took 2 seconds out of your day, subscribe to the podcast, and if you're listening on iTunes, left a review as well. Leave a review as well. Not only does this ensure that you will never miss on an episode because you subscribe, but it also greatly helps the growth of this podcast and allows everyone that can enjoy the information here to enjoy it. So that would be great if you did that. Last but not least, I would like to remind you that this podcast is brought to you by Young Goose, the biohacking skincare brand, where we aim to lower the functional age of the skin and then give the skin specific tasks which it can perform much better because it functions like a younger skin. But now, without further ado, let's dive into today's episode. And first, I want to start with a question. So, what if I told you that the time that you spend in front of your screen, in your office, under artificial light, working on your computer, all of those things actually age your skin, and not even a little bit, but actually dramatically. And that is the case. And that's the case because of the effects of high energy visible light, mainly blue light. And that is the topic of today's episode. How can we, why does it happen? And by understanding why does it happen, we can also understand how we can avoid it. So maybe we should start with understanding where blue light comes from. So obviously, it is the part that we can see that close to the beginning of the spectrum of the light that we can see coming from the sun. So naturally, blue light exists, and change the amount of it changes during the day in sunlight. So the reason that this is important because it helps us reset circadian rhythm, the brain understand what time of day it is, and there are definitely benefits to blue light. But blue light also exists in very high prevalence or very high concentrations in artificial sources of light. For example, digital screens, LED lights, and things of that nature, all artificial light, halogen light, etc. And this prevalence of blue light in artificial light is the problematic aspect of blue light. So when it's through a natural source, blue light changes in its prevalence during the day, where at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, there isn't a lot of blue light, and there is a lot of blue light when the sun does not have to pass through a lot of atmosphere, the sunlight. So the closer the sun is in the middle of the sky, the more blue light. That's a cue to our body also for our body to understand again what is the what time of day it is, etc. Because we are today exposed to a lot of artificial light, that exposes our body, our skin, our eyes to unnatural levels of blue light. And what we start to notice is that not only that it messes up our circadian rhythm, the understanding of our brain of what time it is, which controls hormones, among other things that are important to our health, but also we start to understand that there is real impact of that blue light on our skin, specifically when it gets absorbed in the skin. So blue light has actually a lot of energy attached to it. It's a blunt force. And when there are high levels of blue light that we're exposed to on a regular basis, it doesn't penetrate very deeply into the skin, but it creates oxidative stress where it does penetrate, which is the epidermis, the top layer of the skin, and the dermis. And that oxidative stress, those free radicals can cause, first of all, can basically cause inflammation, which would drive collagen breakdown. Aside from collagen breakdown, which would accelerate the appearance of skin aging, it also damages the actual DNA of our skin cells. So all the information that is stored in that DNA. So how do we create collagen? How do we create elastin? How skin cells should behave and respond to different stressors gets damaged, and that is a big driver of, let's say, overall skin aging. Let's say the is skin resilience. So if we are going through a tough time, we didn't get some sleep, we were exposed to UV radiation, we were exposed to radiation from, we were on a plane, we got an abrasion in our skin. All of those things, all of the information that our skin holds, as far as how it deals with all of those things, is not available at its best form when we have DNA damage. So damaging also in the appearance of the skin, but also the functional, the true age of the skin, both of them get damaged. What is more popular to talk about, or what is more known as far as the damages, the damage that blue light drives in the skin, is pigmentation. So the darker the skin is, what science starts to show is that the darker the skin, the more susceptible to pigmentation due to blue light we are. As far as melasma is concerned, a study published in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology in 2010 found that blue light exposure could induce more significant pigmentation than UV radiation even. And the way that it happens is, again, by increasing that oxidative stress, reactive oxygen species they're called, which increase melanin production. And because darker skin absorbs more of that light and does not reflect it as much, we get more of that damage. As far as pigmentation in general, in addition to that study I just mentioned, research has shown that blue light can stimulate melanocytes, which are the cells that are responsible for producing melanin, and increase melanin production. This can lead to formation of dark spots or exacerbate existing hyperpigmentation. Some experts, such as Shari Marchbin, has suggested that blue light may be particularly problematic for individuals, as I said, with darker skin tones who are more prone to hyperpigmentation. And that especially is relevant if we are stimulating cellular renewal. So we're doing all the right things. We're using our bioretinol, or we're using, we went to the spine, we did like microneedling, whatever that is. We're asking the skin to renew itself, but we're exposing it to blue light. We're going 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and actually we can cause more pigmentation to appear because of the combination of these two. And as I said in the beginning, blue light exposure has been associated with increased inflammation in the skin, which may contribute to the development or exacerbation of various skin conditions such as acne, rosacea, eczema, wrinkles, laxity. The production of these oxidative stress of the molecules that are called ROS, reactive oxygen species, that are caused by blue light, can lead to inflammation and potentially damage skin cells, leading to cellular death even. Further research definitely is needed. It's a hot topic right now that is being researched a lot. But as someone that is very deeply invested, or reads every little article on that subject, I can tell you that the evidence is mounting towards the fact that blue light causes inflammation, drives skin aging, and that's something that we should try and mitigate. So let's talk a little bit about strategies to protect your skin from blue light or from the harmful effects of blue light. First and foremost, obviously, that's something that we talk about as far as healthy lifestyle in general, is adjusting screen time and habits. So first of all, obviously trying to minimize screen time when we can. And the other thing is try to expose your skin, your eyes, whatever that is, to artificial light during the middle of the day and not as much in the beginning of the day or the end of the day. Especially the end of the day is critical for that aspect. Utilizing blue light filters on your phone, on your computer, any digital device. If you own Apple product, Google how to turn the screen completely red during the evening. That's a great option to minimize the effects of blue light. And the last thing within those strategies is you can see behind me this little lamp. If people are watching us and if people are listening to us, you can go on Amazon or Google LED lights that change their color, that you can change their color and optimize your indoor lighting in a way where you control the lighting through your phone, through an app, and you can make the lighting in the evening turn completely red and eliminate those blue lights. As far as what we specialize in, which is skincare solutions, first and foremost, we can talk about blue light blocking ingredients and antioxidants. So there are ingredients, for example, ashwagandha is one of them. You can also sometimes see it referred to as winter cherry. It's the same thing that block blue light. Another, and we have it, for example, in the adaptogenic HA firming boost, and we also have it in our BioShield SPF. What I love as well is a type of vitamin C that is called MAP, and that's a water-soluble vitamin C, so it's pretty rare to see in skincare. We have it actually in our BioC peptide spray, and that also protects the skin from blue light. So these two ingredients, by the way, the adaptogenic HA firming boost does have ashwagandha, but our BioShield has other botanicals that are blue light blocking as well. It's a botanical complex that we've developed, but these ingredients are very important as far as protecting the skin. It's like SPF for blue light, for that matter. As far as we can call it a more precise solution, we can talk about strong antioxidants. Again, what happens with blue light is that we are elevating the amount of free radicals in the skin, and these free radicals can be, or oxidative stress can be mitigated with high potency antioxidants. So I did mention MAP, but there are antioxidants that are much more effective in mitigating that effects of reactive oxygen species. One of them that we love using is lipochromin 6. Again, we have it in our BioShield. We also are using another antioxidant that is specifically for ROS. We use it in our green tea phyto serum. So that's another serum that's great to use if you are indoors a lot and you want to kind of mitigate the damage from screens. A full skincare routine is also very important as far as keeping the skin youthful and vibrant. One of the things that blue light can also do is increase the transepidermal water loss. So using a moisturizer that mitigate some of it is important. One of the things that we really like to recommend if people are a lot indoors for DNA damage specifically is our Care NAD boosting moisturizer. And the reason is that DNA damage that I keep talking about is being repaired or managed with NAD. So your cells need NAD to manage that DNA damage. And as we know, if you listen to our other podcasts, NAD levels lower with age. The skin doesn't get prioritized as far as supplying more NAD or the recycling of NAD in the body, and also when we supplement. So using an NAD boosting moisturizer, which the only one that's proven to work in the world at the moment is our Care NAD boosting moisturizer and our eye care. These two will make sure that you do not accumulate DNA damage. And that is true not only for blue light, but obviously very important within the context of what we're talking about today. Last but not least, sun protection. We have a dedicated episode about biohacking sun protection, how antioxidants combined with SPF mineral SPF combined with a peptide called ectoin is incredible for, mitigating the effects of the sun and UV radiation. But that's also true as far as blue light. So using, for example, BioShield SPF 40 during the day, every day, would prevent the damage that is caused by artificial light and blue light. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we need to, as we say always, we need to approach skin health from a holistic standpoint. So obviously, taking care of your gut is very important for skin health and maintaining skin health. Supplementing on good ingredients. I like Qualia Skin. I like the Microbiome Labs skin specific product as well. Leafy greens, organ meat, all of those things are very important for skin health. So make sure you get them as well. That's part. It's not only going to help applying things on our skin if we abuse our body from the inside. And yeah, so to kind of recap everything that we're saying here, I would recommend you taking action starting today. Um, if you would like to share with us on social media or on Instagram your challenges with blue light, how you feel it affected your skin. Did it dry it out? Did it cause inflammation? Did it cause hyperpigmentation? How did you? What's the difference that you felt using our products or anyone else's products, and what helped you? That would be highly beneficial to you and to everyone who's listening. And of course, our this podcast is built to empower you to take care of your health and have your skin show how well you're taking care of your health and your skin journey and your health journey in general. Have something to be proud of when you look in the mirror. So make sure that you treat your skin and yourselves like you deserve, and put your best self forward. Want to express gratitude. I want to thank you very much to anyone who was listening to today's episode. I hope you learned something new today, and I invite you to tune in to our next episodes that are being released every week, and hope that they will benefit you and everyone around you when you share that knowledge. So thank you very much and have a great rest of your week.